Highlanders. Touch on real quick, GW 3-0 start. Buchanan's been the story. Huh? All right. Well, I'll just tee it up that way. All right. You'll cue me, right? Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Smith Center on the campus of George Washington as it's time for Revolutionary Basketball. George Wallace, along with former Siena and Loyola head coach Jimmy Patsos. GW off to a 3-0 start, coach, wrapping up this first four-game homestand. And it's kind of been a story every game, somebody different contributing in this three-game win streak.
Darren Buchanan is going to lead this team. But when you have guys like Trey Moss and Sean and Castro coming from Providence, you've done a great job in the transfer portal. But this is Darren Buchanan's team. And tonight, no Jacoy Hutchinson. So we get to see Christian Jones at the point. Grant Billmeyer of Seton Hall legendary and worked for Kevin Willard for a year at Maryland is over here bringing in the NJIT team. Got to take them serious. America East team, I know you're looking forward to going to Kansas State and the Virgin Islands the next tournament. Got to take care of business tonight for GW, but I like the way Coach Caputo's team's been playing this year.
And we'll see they can't look past this team. We'll look at the starting lineups tonight. First for NJIT, the Highlanders. Tariq Francis, their go-to, the 6-foot sophomore guard. He leads the way as they go. As he goes, they go. Also in the backcourt tonight, three-guard lineup as Sebastian Robinson, the 6'1 sophomore. Jake Goldmore, 6'4 junior guard. The front court, 6'6 forward Tim Moore. And then the freshman, a 6'6 forward Jordan Rogers. Head coach is Grant Billmeyer in his second season, coming over from his assistant with Kevin Willard. We'll talk about that throughout the evening. Tonight's GW starting lineup presented by the George Washington University Hospital. We've already talked about Darren Buchanan Jr. 3 straight double-doubles to start the year. The 6'7 redshirt sophomore. Also Gerald Drumgoole Jr., the 6'5 graduate guard. Rafael Castro in the middle, 6'11 redshirt junior. And in the backcourt, Trey Moss, as coach was talking about, the 6'3 redshirt junior. And then the freshman making a start tonight as Jacoy Hutchinson is out. It's Christian Jones.
I love the Christian Jones start. For those of you who don't know, he redshirted last year and didn't transfer. And that's rare these days, because guys can leave. He came here, he put on 20 pounds. He's a tall guard, can play the 1 or 2 left-handed. But it gives him a chance to kind of run the show without looking over his shoulder. Like, he's going to have to play a lot of minutes tonight, and I think it's a great opportunity for him.
And let's take a look at our players to watch tonight. NJIT, Grant Bellmeyer's talked about him all preseason. The guard, Tariq Francis, averaging nearly 17 points a game, coming off a pretty good game, I'd say, the other night. 18 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, but more importantly, Jimmy, no turnovers in that game the other night.
No, good player. Look, he's a sophomore. This is a young team. Grant Bellmeyer's going to try to get guys develop and then keep them. If they get too good, they'll leave. That's the nature of college basketball now. But he's got a young team of 13 guys that are freshmen and sophomore. And it's going to be Sebastian Robinson. And that's just how it's going to be tonight. Tariq Francis, though, GW has them on their scouting report circled as the most important guy to stop.
Absolutely. And for GW, the player to watch tonight, Mr. Double-Double himself, Darren Buchanan Jr., 18 points the other night against North Carolina A&T. That's the third straight double-double. Second career 20-point, 10-board game. And I think that they'll look to him tonight to see if he can keep that up for sure.
What he's been doing great is just taking over games when it mattered. And, A&T fought back. They took the lead. Darren Buchanan took over from the foul line and getting to the rim, had a couple plays defensively. But that's over. It's 3-0. You're looking forward to your trip to Kansas State and Virgin Islands. This is a big game. This is the next game. There was a party outside, a block party well attended by the student body, and here we go.
Sit back, relax, enjoy GW and NJIT. We're getting underway from the Smith Center. Balls in the air. And George Washington controls in the home whites. NJIT in the road reds, coming out in a man-to-man to start things off here. Attacking the basket to our left. Quick pass underneath. And just like that, Buchanan's on the board with the first two, and GW leads.
Darren can play every position. He can score inside and out. He's working on his jump shot. This guy's a real player. Remember, he started Virginia Tech. It's only his second year here, and the man to start. He's running a really high-octane offense. But he's just shown me tremendous leadership skills along with ability to play the game.
NJIT, first jumper on the way from Tim Morris. Short. GW controls, looking to push a little bit quickly into the front court's Moss. Ball's out of bounds. It'll stay GW basketball. And there's Grant Billmeyer, second season at NJIT, 7-25. Came over from Maryland.
Yeah, rebuilding year, but he was a great player at Seton Hall. He's a great coach at Seton Hall for Coach Willard.
Off the inbounds, Buchanan to the corner to Jones, who drains his first shot, getting the start tonight. And just like that, it's 5-0 GW.
And I don't think Grant Billmeyer is going to be too happy about that defense. Don't forget, Grant Billmeyer played for one of the best high school coaches in the country, Kevin Boyle of Montverde, at the time at St. Patrick's. He's just a great person, but really did a lot of his work helping Kevin Willard get Seton Hall to many NCAA tournaments.
Robinson's shot doesn't go. Rebound, Drumgoole into the front court. Buchanan has the basketball. They're looking to work it around the perimeter. Down low to Castro. On the block, spin, turn. Shot no good. Fight for it underneath. That's going to be off of red. White ball.
Castro's coming off a double-double game, too. Of the transfers, Trey, Sean, and obviously, have all played a lot, and Drumgoole from Delaware. Castro's taking advantage of his opportunity. And as we talk about Coach Caputo, who has the lens of a great offensive coach, he has really helped Castro, but Castro has really flourished under this system. He's no longer just a shot blocker. He played a couple minutes a game for Providence. He's offense, defense, rebounding, good passer, has much better hands. He picked the right guy to play for in Chris Caputo. Chris Caputo, via Jim Larinaga, is going to make you better offensively.
Inbound to Buchanan, now far side, Drumgoole. Trap, throws it up top to Buchanan now. 12 to shoot for GW. Switch on the screen, out high. Drumgoole thought about it. He'll attack the basket, goes straight up, and he's fouled. We'll have our first free throws of the night. You like the ball movement?
Yeah, I do. Look, they're going to move the ball, but this is good positionless basketball. Other than Castro, Drumgoole can play 2, 3, and 4. Darren Buchanan can play 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 if he has to. Trey Moss is a combo guard. And Jones came here as a 3-man that's turned into a 2-man to a 1-man. So, yes, they're going to share the ball, but they're going to drive the ball first. They haven't shot the ball particularly well from 3 this year. That's what GW has to work on. I think Coach Caputo and his staff have said, Matt Cole plays my friend over there, gives my secret scouts. Let's attack the basket. Let's get to the paint. Let's get to the line. After that, we'll shoot threes. And you can see that's on the mindset already tonight.
Drumgoole to the line. He nails the first. 50% free throw shooter to start this year as GW out to a 6-0 lead over NJIT. You talk about three-point shooting. We can talk about it as well. I believe NJIT was at the bottom or second to last year in three-point shooting, as Coach Billmeyer was talking about it, as hits the second free throw. It's 7-0, a little full court pressure now.
Yeah, they have to fix the shot clock. Yeah, this is a little just man-to-man full court. Just making them work to pull it, to pick it up full court, see if NJIT can attack it, or then if they can set up it. NJIT has been offensively challenged. That's their problem this year, They're just not scoring enough points. They lost by 1 to Penn. Okay, then they played a money game. Okay, then they didn't play well against Loyola up there. Loyola came up there, new coach, Josh has done a really good job at Loyola. They got a new coach there, okay? Then they come to Morgan State, and Kevin Brodus beat him in the second half. But they're on a 7-game road trip. This is about the America East, and the king of that is Vermont. And that's why Coach Billmeyer just has to keep getting better. And these games are tough games. These are money games, but you're trying to build your team for the 16-game schedule in the America East, where basically Vermont's been running the table the last 10 years.
As Moore goes to attacks the basket, he'll go to the free throw line. A 7-game road trip start, is that unheard of?
It's a tad bit for me when you can play a Division III team.
Yeah.
Which when I coached you, we're not allowed to play them in the MAC. No Division IIIs. They're playing Medgar Evers, but they're not playing this, saving that because with 9 teams, you're going to have an opening weekend off. But that's where scheduling comes in, and athletic directors want to raise money. And you're a new coach. You inherit a schedule. Grant Billmeyer knows what he's doing. A lot of these games he will get back next year. He'll get Morgan State back there. Bucknell will come back. Then he's in a tournament. you got to take the money from Seton Hall and Villanova. Those are money games,
Right.
as is today.
Right.
So they play in 3 money games, maybe 4 UMass. But it takes you a couple of years to get the schedule the way you want. Ask Chris Caputo.
NJIT off the turnover and a follow slam by Tim Moore.
And all of a sudden it's 7-4. See, they're getting better. This is only their 5th game. What an offensive rebound jam. That should be a highlight reel. Castro had a highlight reel last game we played.
The other night he did, yeah.
The spin move slam.
Drumgoole, top of the key, 3, back rim, no. Jones with the offensive rebound, working around the perimeter. Moss, he'll try a 3. That connects.
That's his
It's Trey
strength.
Moss for the 3, and it's 10-4 GW.
Moss's strength is 3 off the catch.
Robinson controls from the Highlanders, picked up by Jones. Gets a screen out top. Now back up to Francis. Tariq will hit a 3 and answer. 10-7.
That's too open. And that's why Francis is our player to watch. I also like Robinson, who came from Roselle Catholic. Jake Goldberg, IMG Academy guy. I've seen him down there. One of the top programs in the country. And GW, like I said, you have to be ready to do that. See, if they attack, that's the one area I just don't know how NJIT stops them unless they go zone.
I was going to say, can they even contest down low with him if he's taking it going downhill? 12-7, GW with the lead as they work the ball around the perimeter. There's Francis, who just hit the 3. Nice defensive help by Buchanan. Back up top to Moore. He'll step back. He'll try a 3. That's in and out. No. Jones rebound for GW with a 5-point lead. We're under 16 minutes to go. First half here. Smith Center. Jones out high to Moss. He'll try a 3 again. No. More rebounds for NJIT. The Highlanders looking to push a little bit. Francis to Robinson. Thought about it for a second. Takes a dribble and then connects. Nobody's going to step up and guard you. I'll shoot the 3.
George, that's just not good defense by George Washington. George is my announcing partner here, but he hesitated. The ball moved. You have to match up in transition defense better than that if you're GW.
Buchanan with the screen for Moss. He'll go around, kick it near side now to Drumgoole. He'll try the 3. That's in and out. No. Rebound Highlanders. Looking to tie or take the lead here all of a sudden. Down 12-10. We're approaching the 5 minutes going by here, first half. A lot of action up top. Francis.
Drumgoole's going to become a consistent three-point shooter. Hit a couple big shots against A&T to make sure they won that game, along with Darren Buchanan taking the game over. But Drumgoole was a great pickup. He is a guy that's a winner. He helped Delaware win last year. He's been at Pittsburgh. He helped Albany win. And we're going to talk about him. So he has to keep shooting because he's the key to them playing well in the A-10.
We have our first media timeout of the night. George Washington with a 12-10 lead over NJIT. 14:52 to go here in the first half from the Smith Center. Good.
I think you sound good. Byron who? I actually did right away. I was a coach. I'm getting better. I hit mine right away. George is a veteran. He knows. I just want to tell him that we didn't miss Byron. We do miss Byron. You should say where Byron is.
George Washington basketball thanks Johnsonville Sausage, the official sausage of the GW Revolutionaries.
Don't get me started on my breakfast sausage. We miss Byron, who's in Dublin. He's renewing his vows.
Is he bringing us any breakfast sausages?
The breakfast sausages, I went right home and bought some after last game, the maple syrup ones. And we have Kevin Willard in the stands from Maryland here.
Kevin
supporting
Willard.
his friend Graham Billmeyer, leading the Terps, already been to an NCAA. Great guy, Kevin Willard. Some of his staff members here too. So that's how you know Graham Billmeyer is a great guy, when Kevin Willard comes and Charlie's up there, and Brent, his staff from Maryland, come to see him. Oh, A-plus ref Roger Ayers. It's a big night. You and Kevin Willard in the stands.
I think I smelled money over here somewhere.
12-10, GW leads NJIT. 5 minutes gone by here in the first half. George Wallace, Jimmy Patsos courtside as GW looks to get to 4-0. NJIT looking for win number 1 on the year. It's revolutionary basketball with a 2-point lead. As Drumgoole will control. Sean Hansen in the game for the first time. Moss will attack, right hand, can't get it to go. Rebound on the other side by Levi Lawal, who has just checked in for the Highlanders as well. Francis, shake and bake out high as Moss all over him. Now they're going to switch. It's going to be Drumgoole. He's staying up top. As Andrews on the right side.
So they switched that defensively. GW switching on the perimeter.
Francis attacks, jump stop in the lane, back rim no. Ball out of bounds, trying to be saved by Francis. I love that. All on the floor, right?
And he's the one that took the shot, then it went up and got it. Francis hustling out there. NJIT's got some guys that can play. Like I said, you can't judge anybody's record. It's the money game. They lost to Penn by 1. The Villanova game, you're not going to win. You know, they played them the night after they lost to Columbia. It was a bad time running to Villanova. What I want to see from GW is, like, Trey Moss has to hit that bunny. You know, I like Trey Autry's. He has an opportunity. When JaCoy Hutchinson's out, a huge loss. He played fantastic against A&T, hitting shots, defending.
As Buchanan tried to attack the basket, he gets stuffed, and back comes NJIT the other day. Andrews in the game.
So who's going to take JaCoy Hutchinson's scoring place, toughness place, leadership place, experience? JaCoy Hutchinson, to me, winner, does a lot of things, has the ball in his hands, hit big shots. They went under the screen, he hit 2 threes. That's what I'm watching. Who's going to take advantage of these minutes when it's Trey Autry, who's been good off the bench? That's why I think Coach Caputo wanted him to stay off the bench. Or Christian Jones. Who's going to take care of the opportunity? Because Ty Bevins from Gwynn Park, he's out too tonight.
He's out as well. You looking for Christian Jones to pick up a lot of that?
I'm waiting to see. Somebody has to. If Trey Autry hits that, he'll pick it up.
Autry with the pump fake, then tries the 3, can't get it to go. Francis rebound, comes down with it. That's his second of the night. Quickly will attack Hansen. Spin move, in the paint, up, under, no, throws it away. Buchanan. And some pressure, can't get the ball up the court. He does. And they'll settle. Grant Billmeyer calling out the defensive signals. His second year at NJIT. There's Drumgoole, crossover into paint, no, but forces the action, and he'll go to the free throw line. Drumgoole forcing the action, gets a nice screen there from Hansen, then a nice crossover over Rogers, and attacks the basket and gets to the free throw line.
You know, Drumgoole, like I said, he started at Pitt, went to Albany. And when I was talking about the America East, there's been some good runs. Albany had a couple of great runs 10 years ago with Bill Brown there. John Gallagher won. But UMBC's the team that, you know, got there and obviously beat Virginia #1 seed. The America East could, but Vermont in the last 15 years, if you look at them, they run the league. And that's what Grant Billmeyer took this job. He wants to be a head coach. But you're going to have different times to take it. But it's going to be Vermont that you're going to have to get through. And that's why these games prepare you for that.
And that's when you take a job like this, that's what you see, kind of like what you guys did when you got to Maryland. You knew you had to be, right, to top of the ACC. You see Vermont, this is what you have to get to.
Yeah, well, see, you know, the first 2 years with Gary Williams, Hall of Famer, Duke and Carolina both won the national championship.
Right.
So a nice move right there.
Andrews with the up and under, and it's 13-12. 1 point game, 12:20 to go. First half here. Drumgoole.
And he's a strong guy who's a sixth man. He's played well off the bench for them.
Nice hesitation, and then the turnover is Drumgoole throws it away over to the NJIT bench as Christian Jones will check back in.
And see, you don't want turnover. If you just get good shots, it's a one-point game. Everyone thought there'd be more scoring. Matt Ambrose has given us all this great information from NJIT, part of Coach Willard's. He was a manager there, worked at Seton Hall, came over this year with Grant Billmeyer, and he was telling us, NJIT, they got some versatile guys. It's just if you don't turn the ball over in these games, you have a chance, And right now you've seen too many turnovers on both ends, in my opinion.
And that's a tough entry pass against those guys for GW. Now Jones back at the top. Hansen slips the screen. Right side for Moss. Spin move in the lane. You knew that was going far side. Astro will try the three. That's way short. Hansen can't come up with it. But Levi Lawal does for NJIT, and they have a chance to take the lead. Quickly up the court now on the block. Spin move underneath. Malachi Arrington can't get it to go, but Levi Lawal does. And NJIT leads for the first time tonight, 14-13.
Yeah, they hit the offensive glass, which can be a little bit of an albatross at times for GW.
Jones around the screen. Left hand three, no. Hansen rebound in the paint. Drops it underneath. Castro with the attempted stuff, but he is fouled. He'll go to the line as we will head to our second media timeout of the evening. NJIT with the lead. They've come back 14-13. 1 point lead. Free throws when we return to the Smith Center.
Raise high, revolutionaries. This is our calling. For more than 200 years, in the heart of the nation's capital, the George Washington University has produced leaders on the global stage. At GW, we are advancing knowledge, serving society, and making an impact. We shape the future. So rev up. Expand your world. Ignite your passion. Strive for success. Together, we raise high.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Atlantic 10 basketball.
Yeah.
Where passion meets performance.
Let's go.
From the opening tip to cutting down the nets, A10 players lay it all on the line. Every game is a battle. Every team is a contender. And rivalries ignite. Where A10 stars shine bright now and in the pros. This is the Atlantic 10. Experience the excitement.
Back here at the Smith Center as GW now trails NJIT by one. A couple nights ago, GW with a big win over North Carolina A&T by 5. How about that stat, Jimmy? 48 points in the paint. And Derek Buchanan with the double-double for the third time this year. 20 points, 11 rebounds. Seemed like when they needed a bucket the other night, they went right to him.
Darren got him not only the bucket, Darren facilitated, I said. Sometimes they went under the screen. Jacoy hit a three. I thought Drumgoole hit a couple threes. The guys with the experience. Trey Autry's been playing better. I like him off the bench. He's a combo guy. Everyone knows his dad's Red Autry, who coached at Syracuse. So Trey Autry, I don't speak for him, but he seems to get the concept of the sixth man. Castro's really coming along. I'm not sure we're ready for the corner three yet. Might want to work on that in the summer, not right now.
Not in the first 5 minutes of a game?
Yeah, we love you, Castro. You've come a long way, and we love your progress. But he's been fantastic for them. He's really better than everybody thought. He's kind of a lot of buzz around the DMV about how well Castro's coming here from Providence, playing around the rim, active, shot block, but he's scoring the ball. So they have depth in scoring. It's just with Jacoy out and Ty Bevins out, it's going to be interesting. And now you have Diane in the game, who wasn't eligible to play before.
He just became eligible, yeah.
He's a newcomer.
Diane Nissa from Switzerland.
I like Diane. I watched him play when they played Navy in the scrimmage and when they had the fantasy camp here. He's a good player. He's typical European player. You know, sometimes a little overpassing, a little flair to the game. I like it. But you're talking about a guy down the street in Keyshawn George that reminds me of him, who no one knew who he was really. And a year later was a late first-round pick by the Wizards. He's playing really good. Came from Miami. Diane reminds me of him. In other words, he's bigger. He can do a little of everything. I like this guy they brought over.
And it seems like a perfect situation tonight with so many guys out, right, to get in the game. And
yeah, it's good when your first game that you're eligible to play, they're like, okay, we really need you.
Yeah.
In other words, I like it because you don't have to look over your shoulder.
Oh, Goldberg with the bank three. Did he call that? I didn't hear it.
I did not hear him call
17-14, NJIT with the lead.
Learned that at Bradenton down there at IMG, I guess, playing for Sean Macklin, the famous coach who came from the DMV St. John's High School down there.
Jones back in the game, running the offense for GW. Trying to go baseline. Nice cut underneath by Castro, but can't get the ball. Loose ball out of bounds in front of the Highlanders bench and a turnover. As we take a look at Goldberg's three. Hesitated and took it.
Good defense.
Good defense, right?
Look, Seton Hall lost to Fordham, who banked in 2 threes. Fordham banked in 2 threes in the last minute, okay?
Ooh, contact by Robinson. They're going to call that offensive foul.
Clarence Armstrong is as good a ref as you get out there. It doesn't matter anything position. That just looked bad with the look.
Extend the elbow.
Yeah, extend the elbow like that. That's over. And Trey Moss took it. He took the thing. But yeah, banked in threes when they go, they're great. When they lead to dunks on the other end, not so good. But if you're GW, you just got to keep running your offense. Got to get the ball inside and get layups right now.
There's Castro in front of the bench and a turnover out front. Careless pass. Stolen underneath by Wenderston. He'll attack the basket and score. And NJIT now leads by 5. Tristan Wenderston, the transfer from Ithaca.
Well, Coach Caputo's going to have to take a look because Sean Hansen can shoot the three. They're not guarding Castro. They're playing 5-on-4 basketball. And just because they, you don't have to have them on the perimeter just because they're really digging in on the paint. There's 4 guys in the paint for NJIT right now.
As Buchanan goes up and draws the foul. He's staying in the paint, staying home, not worrying about Castro on the perimeter.
Yeah, and look, we had Taj Holden at Maryland that could make them. If Chris Wilcox couldn't take a 3, that doesn't mean you put him in the corner. I'm not being critical of any coaching decisions. That's why Chris Caputo does a great job at halftime and making adjustments out of timeouts. It's just you're not doing anybody good standing over there. You know they're not guarding you, so you might as well go in there, maybe go to the short corner, maybe get to the high post, give yourself some, they're going to figure it out. But the real answer is when Drumgool comes in, because now you got 4 shooters out there. Right now you got 3 shooters. Buchanan can kind of shoot from 3. Darren's working on it. But Castro, you can't stand in the corner if you're not going to take the 3. That's why he took it. I don't blame him for taking the 3. Right. I just don't think we're ready for that yet in the progression of where we're trying to get to.
2 free throws good, and it's a 3-point game now as more full court pressure from GW as Jones guarding Francis dribbles across the timeline. Now a switch up high. Approaching the 9-minute mark here, first half. Autry, 2 hands. Got to slide. Not quick enough, right?
Got to call it every time,
yep.
Especially out there. Like I said, that's Roger Ayers who's done Final Fours.
Got a good crew tonight.
Clarence has gone to at least Sweet 16s, Elite 8. I'm not sure Clarence might have. And then Anthony Eads, Mike Eads, the legendary great coach, the head of the SEC refs, who's done many national championship games. That's his son.
As Francis with a turnover in our first fast break opportunity of the night for GW. Euro step in for the layup is good by Castro. He doesn't need to shoot the 3 on that one, and it's a 1-point game.
George is right. Just take it to the basket. By the way, he had a spin move dunk that was as good as any dunk I've seen this year, last game. That I like for Castro. In other words, so many good things are happening in him right now, and he's feeling confident, which is great.
And it's nice when you get a big man like that can run the floor, right? Francis, turnaround jumper, no. Nice fight underneath. And out of the pack comes Autry with it. He'll attack, hang in the air, doesn't get it to go, but will shoot free throws.
Yeah, just good things happen when you get
to
the
basket.
When you go to the paint, good things happen, whether it's fouls, whether it's layups, or kick out for 3s. Get the ball to the paint.
Castro with the trap on that far side and gets the steal.
Like I said, right now, Castro's, I was just joking about his 3. I don't mind if he takes it. Everybody wants to take 3s. Steph Curry's changed the game. But he might be the most improved player in the country right now from what I've seen. It's early, but his body of work is unbelievable what this George Washington staff has done with him.
Autry hits the first. And we're tied now at 19 with 8:25 to go first half. Second free throw up and good, and GW back in the lead. We'll see the full court pressure again. As Jones on Francis to start. Work the ball out high. Ari Fulton has checked in the game for NJIT. Now to Moore, approaching 10 to shoot. Castro's giving him his space at the top. Goldberg now behind his back, gets the ball taken away by GW in transition, knocked out of bounds. Buchanan looks at the bench, gives a thumbs up as if to say, it's my bad.
Yeah, good look, though.
Fine, right?
But you want to reward the big guy when he's running like that. This is GW's trying to get ready for their season against the A-10 too.
That'll take us to the under 8 timeout with 7:56 to go. GW looking to push the action with a 1-point lead when we come back to the Smith Center. Back here at the Smith Center, GW with a 1-point lead over NJIT. Main Street Bank is the official business bank of GW Athletics. Good night here in Foggy Bottom as George Washington looks to get to 4-0. NJIT looking for win number 1 in the middle of a 7-game road trip to Granville
They do a
Mine.
fantastic job, the band, the cheerleaders, the dance team. I've said this before. And you saw them. Everyone was in action tonight on 22nd Street. They had a block party. They shut off the block. Everybody came. George's Army has like 5 sections strong here right now. Look, everybody's trying to be VCU. Ryan Odom's a great coach. That starts with Evan Blockland. Unbelievable athletic director down there. Well, they've set the standard in this league. Them in Dayton and VC and GW and Chris Caputo are trying to emulate that. And it starts with having a lot of interaction with students, but you got to win. And I think right now, this GW team, to me, in the 3rd year, there goes Christian Jones. Great fast break. See, Jones lays it up. I mean, gives it to Drumgoole, easy lays in. Chris Caputo in his 3rd year has the right team. They have depth. They're playing the right schedule, etc. Because you want to build and catch the 2 known entities, which is VCU and Dayton in this league.
And getting his players to buy in, too, which is huge. Francis off a curl, connects for 3. Shooting rhythm, too.
Tough shot. Somebody's got to be up there if they're going to set the ball screen. This guy Francis is impressing me.
22 apiece, approaching the 7-minute mark here, first half in Foggy Bottom. Hansen to Moss. Nice screen at the top, back to Hansen. You mentioned that he can shoot the 3. Nice cut underneath, layup goes for GW, and Darren Buchanan moving without the basketball. Hansen with the good eyes, and GW back up by 2.
What a pass by Sean Hansen.
Passing out of the high post there now as Jones picks up a foul. too far away from the basket, right? Look at GW with the half-court offense there. Actually, that wasn't even the high post. That was even further out.
He was further out, but see, he can shoot the three. And if they're going to pack it in, June will score no matter where. I mean, any way you put him down, Buchanan Jr. is going to score. But Hansen, he's run that offense at Cornell, and he stepped out and hit a three last game, too. I don't understand that call.
Did he give him a warning? He just tee him up?
I think he did. I think he didn't like him maybe waving him off. I don't even think he was.
He was motioning as he's talking to Chris Caputo. So Francis will go shoot the technical free throws.
As we learned in the Ravens-Steelers game, the Ravens has 12 penalties. I thought what Lamar Jackson said was great. We have to learn to adjust to the officiating.
To the officiating, right?
They're going to call. They're not on the field to not call things. You know, it's not why they get paid. And I thought Lamar Jackson came out and said a good thing. They lost 18-16. Big game around here, right? Well, June Buchanan, you got to be careful. You want great officials, and on Monday night you're going to get them because there's less games. Kevin Willard's up there watching right now, who started in Iona and then went to Seton Hall at Maryland. Everybody knows on Monday nights you get really good officials because there's not as many games. See? And you got to be very careful.
Off, yep.
Well, the better the official, you got to be careful. They don't like to be waved off.
So NJIT now ties this game. 3-point top of the key from Cameron Piget, who has checked in. An offensive rebound and a double dribble. So a turnover for the Highlanders. Number 7 already, Jimmy, on the first half. But they're tied. We're tied right now at 24 as Piget checks out and Walt Andrews Jr., 6'4" freshman, checks in.
I like Walt Andrews. I like the way he plays the game.
Andrews runs the offense for GW. Look for a screen from Hansen out high. Corner 3, that's short for Moss. Loose ball on the floor, bodies everywhere. Hansen and Francis collide, and what are we going to get? We're going to get Hansen with the foul. Yes, we are. That's his first. That's number 5 on the night for the Revolutionaries.
You know, nothing wrong with that.
That's a hustle play, right?
Yeah, it's fine. They're not in the bonus anyways. Look, the pace of the game is good. NJIT has trouble scoring. They're just keeping up right now. At this pace, if it goes like this for 40 minutes, that benefits GW.
And GW would think likes to want to get out and run a little more. We've seen him trying to get in transition a little bit. But Francis has been the problem. Nice hesitation. High off the glass. Can't go. Jones, strong rebound. And here we go again. Looking to push a little bit for GW. Moss, nice fake to the corner. Out high. Hansen thought about it. Now Jones, left hand 3. Corner, no. Rebound underneath. Offensive rebound by Castro. Right back up with it, and we'll shoot free throws.
Well, it was great offense. Trey Moss drives and kicks Hansen back to Jones. Got to take that shot. Castro knows they're in a scramble situation. He's just on the offside, going to collect that rebound and get fouled or scored.
Roger Ayers talking to Castro, patted him on the chest. What do you think he said to him there about underneath? Or physical?
Probably said, don't push too much. You don't have to. You're taller. Just jump. I'll call it. If they get under you, he probably just said, you just play your game. I know they're trying to, because these bigger guys, sometimes they don't get the calls because they're getting, oh, you're bigger.
They're too bigger. Too much
I think
bigger,
he said, you just keep playing and I'll take care of you if they try to undercut you or box you out too hard.
Don't lose your cool. I got it kind of thing, too.
Well,
right?
you've already had a tee. You don't want too many tees.
Second free throw good from Castro, and GW now back up by 1.
Referees have to do paperwork, too. They don't want Brian Kersey on them. Hey, why'd you have to do 20
Why'd you do that?
Why'd you have to do so many tees? Why do we have to do all these paperwork? AD's call, coach's call. We don't want too many. And I got a lot in my time, but I only got kicked out twice in 14 years, twice. But I get him in the first half just to get your attention. Now, once again, Chris Caputo's got the right. He's only a little bit perturbed because they have what? They're down JaCoy and down Ty.
Down player, yeah.
And JaCoy Hutchinson, I just love him. He's a minutes eater. He can play lots of positions. He's a winner. Well, you don't want too many fouls just because then you don't have that many directions to go here.
Well, now you got 2 on Jones and Buchanan, so we have to pull him out. Francis in the paint, jump stop, far side, good look to Winterston. He'll try 3. No, Castro, strong rebound, and there you go. He boxed out, gets strong rebound, good position over Ari Fulton, and gets the foul call.
And don't think NJIT is a happy 0-14. I didn't mean to downplay being 0-4. That's no fun. Okay, you're winless on the season. Oh, you can say, oh, we played Villanova. That's really tough. Hey, we played Penn, a team that's, perennial Ivy League powerhouse. Okay, Loyola has a new coach, At some point, you want to win. They went on the road at Morgan State, they're going to be feisty all night. NJIT's not excited about being 0-4, so that means you go do the dirty work, get to the offensive glass. So everybody's got to help. Castro can't be the only one rebounder for GW.
And now games like this, you talk about they're in the 7 game, you get the bye games, and schedules made. And when you get to conference play, games like this, do you have to remind your players what you went through in games like this to get you ready for conference and kind of get them to buy in, knowing that this is, games like this and the tough games, Villanova and so on and so forth coming?
Yeah, I just use them as reasons to A, have great road trips, B, take your boosters. But of course, we always played a team with a national championship banner, Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, Michigan State. It's just how we rolled. Georgetown, when they were really good back then, they were really good. We played JT3. Well, you do that because the players want to do that. But you're probably not going to win those games. But the Penn game, the 1-point loss, would be a teaching tool for me.
Sure.
Now, you can only use, we're going to be 0-0 going on January 1 so much, but players want to win. And I think the Loyola game was one that caught them off guard because they have a new coach and they haven't been very good. Nice dunk.
Nice ball movement to the two-handed slam by Castro. And GW has opened up a 5-point lead now with 4:30
Jam,
to go.
if Byron's listening in Ireland, because he probably is. We miss you, Byron.
Piget back in the ball game for NJIT. Work the ball around the perimeter. Francis, head fake between the legs. Step back 3. Hansen in his face. He's going to get that call. Yes, he is. Hansen. And you have to. Francis is going to put it up from anywhere. You got to
be ready. You got to fly sideways. You can't fly straight. You got to fly sideways. The second thing is what is always the same thing we talk about. Okay. You got to let a guy land. It's the way it goes. Steph Curry's changed the game. Guys have gotten hurt in the NBA by not having the ability to land because the three-pointers so dangerous. Guys are so close. You got to fly sideways or make sure you let them land. It's an automatic foul if you don't let them land.
Francis connects on the first. 88% free throw shooter coming into tonight's game.
I thought that was a good question you asked about playing money games. 3 money games is the right one, but GW is going to test itself by playing a Big 12 school in Kansas State. Liberty's a really good team. Is in that. In other words, that's probably their level, but A-10's outstanding.
Sure.
You're talking 3 or 4 bid league right now. Probably 3 NCAA, 3 NIT if the season ended today. But Kansas State, so everybody wants to test themselves a little. You just don't want to test yourself too much.
Because then it does affect you mentally, right?
Yeah, you need the money because whether it's NIL or travel stuff, but you don't want the kids to get discouraged.
Nice hesitation in the paint goes Moss. He draws a foul. That's the 11th foul on NJIT in this first half. And back to the line with 4:03 to go.
I love this if you're NJIT because you come down here. It's an A-10 team. They got a good crowd. They got a band, all that. Forget that. You get to go see the monuments. You get to see Vietnam Memorial. Whatever you want to see. But this is a good game because Chris Caputo plays fast, so you can kind of work on your offense.
Work on your stuff, yeah.
It's not going to be a grinded out down to the Michigan State where you're going to just get. It's going to be a boxing match. It's going to be Gladiator 3 walking out the door. It's a great trip for the young players. It's a great basketball. I love the Smith Center. And then tonight you're on a bus and you're home in 3 hours. This,
right.
To me, is an opportunity. I love playing GW. I played them twice. Happened to lost once by a couple and beat Coach Lonergan by a couple here. But the players love this trip because at the end of the day, you're on a bus home and you saw one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
And you still let Coach Lonergan know that, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I figured. Just checking. Francis at the top. Another step back 3. Hansen right in his face. No. Castro goes high for that rebound. Quickly off the drum goal. Looking to push the action a little bit. GW with the basketball. Castro far side to Moss. Saves it. Now gets it back. Loose ball. Let's get him. Nice save out high by Autry. Now Hansen again thought about it. Left side to drum goal. 12 to shoot. NJIT. Nice defense. In the paint. Nowhere to go. Got to get rid of it. Hansen 4 to shoot. Now to Castro. Underneath. Nice position. No, but I think we're going to get a goaltend.
Yes.
That horn means we're going to the under 4 timeout. GW with a 4-point lead. Good ball movement. Castro knows what to do with it when he gets it in the paint. 3:14 to go first half. When we come back, GW up 4.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the
The Atlantic 10 by the numbers. 15 universities, 23 sports. A 91% graduation rate honoring the academic achievement of more than 4,500 student athletes. One conference united by diversity, powered by commitment. The A10 is building countless champions in athletics and preparing scholars for life. Great people, great places, extraordinary opportunities, too numerous to count. This is the A10.
Enter to win the Boathouse Apartments box seats for a future Revs home game. Enjoy GW basketball from box seats on top of the baseline for you and up to 5 friends. Scan the QR code on the screen to enter today. That's a good seat, top of the baseline, box seats.
My first year here, when Chris Caputo came back, I bought box seats up there. You know, now I just buy them for games I need them if somebody's coming to watch. Great view up there. Rolling right off the street, concessions up and concessions down. New grab-and-go concessions. They just had Michael Lippitz, the athletic director, the new athletic director. Maryland guy. Here's Brian Serrano's assistant AD. Things are changing. We got a block party. We got grab-and-go concessions. Come on down.
Making the rounds. All right, here's the goaltend. Castro goes up. That's a clean call, isn't it? I tell you what, though.
Anytime
Malachi Arrington gets up on that.
Oh, no, it's a good play. But Castro just, you know, he made the right play to go in. Like I said. Yeah, no. Roger Ayers saw that. He was just making sure because he's the best.
You have Roger Ayers many of your games? Probably a few,
oh,
right?
Yes, yeah. When he was young. Look, the ACC with Gary Williams.
Yeah, of course.
I never was in the Big Ten, but Roger Ayers is a national referee.
Here's a steal out high. Drum goal going to take it the distance, and the finger roll layup is good. Turnovers into points.
Those are live ball turnovers that turn into baskets. Now it's 35-27. Got to dig down if you're GW again. I like this lineup. Castro man of the point. Darren Buchanan at the 4, where he's really a matchup nightmare.
Nice pass underneath.
That was
Arrington. Who lost him there? Castro?
He did, but I thought Trey Autry should have been in there on the offside. In other words, he was like a step away from him. Either get all the way in or guard the three-point line. But I still like this lineup.
6-point lead for the Revolutionaries.
Trey Autry's playing the point right now. Moss at the 2.
Jones out of the game, yep. There's Buchanan attacking 1-on-2 and gets it to go. That's a tough move. Kind of clinches his fifth, getting fired up here as GW now opens up an 8-point lead.
He's very emotional.
Yeah.
Darren Buchanan Jr. is a very emotional player, which I like. He plays better when he's emotional. Some guys don't. He does.
Francis floater, no. Castro comes down with the board. That is his 6th of the night. Drum goal, top of the key, Castro. Nice screen, drum goal. Nice bounce pass to give and go to Castro. Up and good, up and no. But he'll go to the free throw line again for GW.
GW starting to execute their offense and game plan. Once again, they're wearing them down. This is a good, it's like a screen and roll with a bounce pass. Really good play. They're starting to execute their offense, GW. Remember, the Albatross, the one downside with Grant Bellmeyer, this is his 2nd year. It's going to be rebounding, defense, and toughness. That's what he learned at Seton Hall as a player. That's what he practiced as a, St. Patrick with Kevin Boyle was just one of the outstanding programs ever. It's defense, it's fundamentals, it's little things. The problem is his scoring He's having trouble scoring in NJIT. And that's going to take a little while to overcome because he's focusing on defense fundamentals, doing it his way. GW is now approaching 40 points. Times 2, that's 80. I don't know if NJIT can score 70. You know, that's where the math has to start working. If you're NJIT, whether you want to slow it down a little, play zone a little, but you can't let GW. Caputo's too good of an offensive coach, him and his staff. They're executing and getting any look they want right now.
And now it's a 10-point lead for GW. Francis in the paint. Far side, corner, no. Jordan Rogers back in for NJIT. Saves it. Back to Goldberg. He'll take the 3. They needed that big time. And a whistle. Oh, we got a net.
Yeah, it's just a net.
Oh, they took a timeout too. I thought the whistle was for the net, but I think they'll take a timeout.
Are they going to take a use it or lose it? I don't think so. No,
Chris Caputo is asking if it's a timeout or not, but here's Goldberg. That's one of those. Hansen didn't know where to go on defense.
Yeah,
do I come out and contest or no?
Yeah, look, it's a little bit of a lucky bounce for NJIT. Now it's a 7-point game. We just talked about them trouble scoring. They make a hustle play, turns into a 3. Rashawn Stores is over there doing a great job. Rashawn Stores, what a player for Steve Masiello at Manhattan. Went to NCAAs. He's the assistant at NJIT. That is a tough shot by Drumgoole.
Drumgoole, top of the key, 3, falls down. It goes. Grant Billmeyer not happy. Calls a timeout quickly. Is going to send Robinson back in the game.
Here's the thing, George. Drumgoole's been up and down the East Coast. Albany,
yep.
Delaware. You have to know to have you. See, now hands down too low. You got to be over the screen, first of all.
See, now what's Andrews looking at there? Is Hansen the screen? You have to go around that. You got to go on top of the screen.
I go on top of the screen. If not, the other big guy's got to be on the screen. Either way, with Drumgoole, both guys should have their hands up. Everyone on the East Coast, I'll say this again, knows he's a winner and he can shoot threes. That's the first thing he's going to do.
6th year, Pittsburgh, Albany, Delaware.
This is for
He's
those
been
of
up
you
and down,
listening,
as you said.
This is the last of the COVID years for young men. And it was the thing that they decided to do because some leagues like the Ivy League didn't even play. The Patriot barely played, you know. These are situations that affected people differently. Guy like Drumgoole, I don't blame him. Getting some NIL money. You love playing in college? Well, he's getting his master's. So good for him.
Absolutely.
Next year, it's a reset. There's only going to be 5 years to play 4, and most of the kids, young men playing and young women playing, will be 4-year players.
All right, here we go. 10-point lead now, under a minute. Grant Billmeyer used that timeout. We got Sebastian Robinson back in the game as he's picked up out high by Autry. Now an elbow fadeaway design play. That goes, and it's an 8-point game. As Drumgoole will attack, throws the alley-oop to Castro, who connects. He was calling that play out down the floor, Jimmy, and they ran it to perfection. Now Chris Caputo using a quick timeout.
And Castro's just a stat stuffer. 14 points, 6 rebound, assists, a block. Look, he sets the screen and waits. Drumgoole knows how to, don't try to throw it too early. It's just nice when you see a guy find his way. But I have never seen it happen this quickly where Castro is like a new player. You know, and that's a credit. Look, Lamont knows what he's doing. He played at UNC Wilmington, Coach Lee at St. Joe's in this league. Matt Colpoint's as good as assistant you're going to get in the country in scouting. But it starts with Chris Caputo. I've never seen a transition of a big man or any player. He had Andre Collins lead the country in scoring, stuff like that. Gerald Brown's a great player, Loyola. This guy, Castro, in 4 games has just been tremendous stat stuffing, knowing how to play, but looking so happy, looking the part, but looking yet professional. He's not like goofballing around. He's playing with great confidence and great efficiency. Everything he does is with a purpose. He cuts with a purpose. He catches lobs with a purpose. I really like Castro's whole approach to the game here for GW since he arrived here.
From Providence. All right, Francis now. 17 to shoot, 22 on the game clock. About a 6-second differential. 10-point game. Francis around the screen, in the paint, turnaround over Moss. That's back rim, no. GW with a rebound, 10 seconds to go first half. Drumgoole on the far side. Between his legs. 3 seconds, 2, got to put it up. There's a three at the buzzer, in and out. And Autry puts his hands on his head. Grant Billmeyer helps him up. And that takes us to recess. GW with a 10-point lead. A little bit sluggish to start, but they kind of got in a little bit of rhythm here. And they lead NJIT at the half by 10, looking for a fourth win in a row. We'll be back with halftime festivities after this. Welcome back to the Smith Center, the Charles E. Smith Center, Washington, D.C. George Wallace, Jimmy Patsos. We're at recess. GW with a 10-point, 44-34 lead as the halftime festivities underway here in D.C. Let's take a look at some of these stats, Coach, as GW with a 10-point lead. Things that stick out to you. That's the number for me. 4 turnovers only for George Washington. Chris Caputo's got to like that.
Yeah, you're happy with that because it doesn't lead to baskets, and that's why the 9 turnovers for NJIT, that's why GW has 44 points, but the field goal percentage went down a little. Once again, GW is going to circle that 25%, has to be improved this year. But you're happy with 44 points, and as you said, hey, you're going to start a little slow. It's a Monday. You can tell the players all you want. They see the 0-4 record next to the NJIT Highlanders. You know, players are young. They don't know a guy's taking over a program and stuff. They're 0-4, we're 3-0. But Chris got their attention quick when they lost the lead, when they went down 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Okay, fellas, I told you they can play. I told you they're not 0-4 team. They have a new coach. They're going to battle. Well, I like how GW responded.
And they shoot 40% in that first half. Let's check in on our players to watch from before the game. As for NJIT, of course, Tariq Francis, and for GW, Darren Buchanan Jr. 10 points for the home team, 4 of 6 shooting. No rebounds on the night so far with an assist. Not a bad first half. He's got those 3 straight double-doubles. On the other side, Tariq Francis, it seems like he hasn't really gotten into a rhythm. He's trying. 2 of 9 from the floor, 11 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, 3 turnovers. You credit that to GW's defense. Looks like they're switching a little bit in the paint. And is it he's just trying to? Is
They
he
have
trying to
them-
take
look,
over?
They have their eye. They have had him on the top of the
Scout
scouting
chart,
report.
yeah.
But he's not like Dan Buchanan Jr. is strong enough. Even if you try and scout him, he's still gonna. When he goes to his right hand, he's almost unstoppable. He can score all around the basket. What I like is Castro's helping out Buchanan. Drumgool's got 10. But Buchanan, just his intensity when he wants to go is really high level. And on the other hand, Francis, he needs a little help, but I'm actually impressed with how NJIT's playing. You know, Robinson's got 5. You know, look, they got somebody off the bench who's good, and that's what you're building.
Well, we talked to Walt Andrews
like
Jr.,
Walt.
yeah.
In other words, I'm looking at, can NJIT do the next step? Well, it's going to be interesting to see, but this first 4 minutes is critical because Coach Caputo does a very good job. And if he doesn't, Coach Caputo is going to have his team ready. They make great adjustments. If you're not ready in NJIT coming out, then you're in trouble. An unbelievably big game going on in front of us with the student body from
Are we calling them
Georgia's
musical
Army.
chairs?
I guess musical chairs, but Georgia's Army does a fun job with all this stuff.
They do. And entertaining halftime. We'll take a look at some highlights when we come back here as GW with a 10-point lead, 44-34 halftime festivities at the Charles E. Smith Center here in D.C.
Yeah, LaSalle continues to be the surprise. Davidson, good win. Hofstra has beaten 2 teams in this. Well, they're beating Seton Hall and them. Loyola got whooped by VCU. And St. Louis is new. He's the guy everybody's looking at. And Richmond is in big trouble. That's the second time they've lost.
Highlights first, right? Look at this is the bike that's on the line.
And a couple
right
of these
now
have been settled by paper, scissors, rocks. They're
Rock,
making
paper,
a move.
scissors, the musical chairs here at the Smith Center. This is intense.
And
There
he
wasn't
won.
much of an effort there at the end.
No, but he won with his paper, scissors, rocks before. And
Oh,
he had
okay.
He
All right.
had a good attitude the whole time. Good
He had a
play.
great
What
attitude.
Win. What a win.
All
Let's go to
right.
highlights and scores.
That was a great highlight, but let's check out some highlights from the first half. in GW's 10-point lead, forcing the action early as
June Buchanan, when he drives with a head of steam like that, he's going to store. Look, that's a good. I like Trey Moss. That's the best thing he does. I mean, he does a lot of things well, but threes off the catch.
turnovers turning into points for NJIT. You don't like to see it. That's only one of the 4 turnovers, though, that we talked about. And then running the floor for GW, the fast break, which they want to get out and do. That's just a miscommunication. Looked like they're on the defensive side.
Robinson hits his 3. Wennerston gets his shot for NJIT by running. Once again, June Buchanan can't be left. Darren Buchanan Jr. cannot be left open. We call him June because he's a junior, but his name is Darren Buchanan. He's from DC. Look, this is the situation right here. This is where Castro's just so improved, driving and dunking and everything. You know, his whole attitude's been great.
It seems like tonight Castro's he's been all over the floor.
He has.
On the defensive end and on the offensive end, hasn't he?
He has, but he wasn't there when Tim Moore caught that. And Tim Moore Jr. caught that with left-handed dunk. But Castro's, he's been all over the floor since he arrived on this campus.
Yeah.
Great job.
All right, let's take a look at some of these out-of-town scores from Saturday in the A10 as we are early on in this college basketball season. Conference play still a little bit away, but let's take a look at some of these scores.
Look, VCU's 35th in Cut Palm for a reason. They beat Loyola handily, although Loyola hung around the first half. Dayton's 43 in the Ken Palm. In other words, Dayton and VCU are making the NCAA right now. Bernadette, the A10, their new headquarters is down the street. Richmond has struggled. They've lost to Marist and Bucknell, 2 money games. But he's been doing it for so long, he's going to take a while to get his new guys, and they had a lot of veterans.
That was a good one. GW East Carolina, George Mason, East Carolina on
That
Saturday.
was a tough one because Mason's dropped in the Ken Palm to 96. Davidson had a nice win. The team I wanted everyone to know about is LaSalle. What Fran Duffy's done there, they've changed the arena up there. St. Louis Josh Schertz came from Indiana State, really big hire. St. Bonnie's is 4-0. But what Fran Duffy's doing is a lot of people are talking about LaSalle. They're winning games in the Philadelphia area. They have a new arena. Now, they same gym, but they turned it all around, etc. They're the talk of the A10 right now is how good LaSalle is. And it's not a fluke. They're not playing bad teams. They're a very good team and much improved.
That should be a fun A10 season then. That's what you're telling me, I think. Second half action coming up here from the Smith Center. GW and NJIT. Revolutionaries with a 10-point lead. Second half coming up. All right, second half coming up here from the Smith Center. George Washington with a 10-point, 44-34 lead over NJIT. GW looking for a fourth straight win to start this year. NJIT is still winless in the middle of a 7-game road trip. A little bit of sluggish start for GW in that first half, but then they kind of settled in. Not too much foul trouble. 2 fouls each on Jones and Buchanan, but Chris Caputo managing that bench pretty well. 20 points in the paint to 12, another number that we didn't really talk about at halftime. George Wallace, Jimmy Patsos, courtside. The other number I was talking about, Coach, 20 points in the paint for GW. Not bad, almost half your points.
And that's where they should be scoring.
Yeah.
And Chris Caputo knows that. The threes will come, but you have to get inside. And like I said, for NJIT to get Roger Ayers, Clarence, and of course, Anthony Eads, Mike Eads' son, these are all things that help everybody. But they help GW. Like, Darren Buchanan's going to learn. I got to be careful when I got a veteran referee. Can't wave him off and get a T. Because that's going to be the A-10's right now, 3-bit league, NCAA, 3-bit league, NIT in my book.
Well,
good execution.
Switch ends, and NJIT with the first shot of the second half. Jake Goldberg connects from 3. Good first possession for the Highlanders, and it's a 7-point game.
And I think it's going to be a razor-thin margin. Remember, GW was 14-3 and went down and won at VCU last year until, Garrett's injury really hurt them. But that was a nice execution by Graham Billmeyer out of the half, faked the cut, back up 3, and they hit a 3. Now see if they can get another one and cut this thing down, because that's what happened last half is they let them hang around a little too much. I thought GW let NJIT hang around a little too much.
Good ball movement on this possession as well for NJIT, approaching 10 on the shot clock. Grant Billmeyer calling for a screen. Oh, he's calling for Moore to come up and get the basketball. Hand off to Francis. Now far side. Robinson will try a 3 in front of the bench. That's back rib, no, but an offensive rebound for NJIT. Up top to Francis. Head fake on Castro. Turns the ball over. Loses it into the hands of Jones. He's ahead on Goldberg. Leans in for contact. Connects on the layup. And GW back up by 9.
And remember, that was with his right hand. He's a left-handed player. Very, very well. Very good finish by Jones.
You like the no call there, right?
Yeah, let him play.
Let him play. Robinson looking for a call out high with Francis here. Looks at Roger Ayers, kind of holds his hands up. You're not getting that. At the high post, attack, layup, no by Moore. And GW with the rebound. Ahead comes Buchanan. Tries for the one-handed jam, no. Offensive rebound, put back good. And GW now up 48-37, largest lead of the night.
That's the play, Darren Buchanan. Forget the trying to dunk it. I like it. Going down for the Thunder jam. That's fine. But he went to get to his own rebound and then quickly finish. He's a quick jumper. Finishes, gets his offensive rebound, gets the other 2.
Castro wanted the trap on Francis out high to Goldberg. Corner, quick release 3 as Drumgold couldn't get over there quick enough, but Goldberg just catch and shoot that.
We talked about the IMG product, Jake Goldberg. He's really a Pittsburgh kid, but you know what? He's not from Pittsburgh. He's Pasadena, California. That's a long way to go. Play for West Coast Elite and Ryan Silver. Then you go out to IMG. Not sure I like that one. But you got to find him because one thing Grant Billmeyer, and he knows he needs to score more points. He's come out and designed some good plays to get some offensive good looks.
You like to look for Goldberg. Two straight possessions.
Yeah, one was a fake cut and back. The other one was just in the corner. They made the extra pass. You can't lose him, though.
Good ball movement again. Francis by himself in front of the bench. That 3, too much. Rebound. Offensive rebound up by Rogers. No. But a foul on Castro. So NJIT will go to the free throw line. They're perfect tonight. 7 of 7.
I didn't call that on Trey Moss.
You get it? Let's see who it's on.
Watch.
You're right, Moss.
Moss reached in. I think Castro's block was clean.
So free throws for Rogers. Pretty clean stat sheet for him tonight. 3 boards. No points. Looking for his first of the night. Does have 2 fouls. Connects 48-41. 17-16 to go. Second half. Here at Foggy Bottom. Second free throw. Up and good. And NJIT still perfect from the line.
Oh, yeah. They're going to make different. Tariq Francis is from Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, he played for First Love, which is a great school down there. I coached many people from there. Really good prep school that puts out a lot of Division I players. Well, Goldberg, you know, he, like I said, this is a young team. This is 13 out of 15 guys, sophomores and freshmen. They're going to, you know, they're building for the future. But what I like when you have a young team is you can't worry about next year. They're going to get better in December and certainly be better in January and February, and that's what you want.
Good ball movement again. Nice backdoor cut by Francis, and Goldberg finds him for the layup. You are right. Looks like a totally different half-court offensive team in the second half.
Yeah, they're getting more comfortable like everybody's learning. Plus, with these teams, you know, half your team's new every year with transfers, but these are just younger players, and Grant Billmeyer's done a good job getting them to run their offense coming out of halftime.
10 to shoot. Oh, they're going to get an offensive foul there as Drumgold extends that elbow. That's an easy call for Roger Ayers right in front of him, too.
Once again, old school basketball. You just can't do that. It's a nice, well-executed play right there. And what I like is Tariq Francis, who's been getting a lot of attention on the perimeter. Fine, I'll go back door and take a layup.
So NJIT now down 6 as Robinson running the point. Looking for a screen out high from Moore. Nope, gets back. Now a trap out high, and they're going to get a call, a whistle on Castro. He'll pick up the foul. That's going to be his first. No real foul trouble. Jones and Buchanan had those two about midway through the first half, and that was it.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's it. Like I said, this is we know Jacoy's not out there, but Jones has certainly handled the minutes, and that's where Trey Autry's just so valuable as a sixth man that can play the 1 or 2 or actually the 3.
Francis, quick move back up to Robinson. Fake left. Now he'll pull up for the free throw jumper. Back rim, no. Skying for the rebound. Buchanan got up high for that one, and GW controls. Up 6. Quickly back the other way. Off the glass and one. Darren Buchanan Jr. coast to coast, and he'll try to complete the three-point play.
Darren Buchanan going as hard with his right hand, full speed. He's going to make that all day long.
Gets the rebound, keeps it himself, attacks, and now he'll go to the line when we come back. 15:53 to go in the ball game. GW with a 52-44 lead here in D.C.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect on the
The Atlantic 10 by the numbers. 15 universities, 23 sports. A 91% graduation rate honoring the academic achievement of more than 4,500 student athletes. One conference united by diversity, powered by commitment. The A10 is building countless champions in athletics and preparing scholars for life. Great people, great places, extraordinary opportunities, too numerous to count. This is the A10.
GW leads 52-44 here at the Smith Center. 15:53 to go in the ball game as NJIT has come out with a pretty good offensive set in this second half. And shooting 3 of 7 to start this half and 2 of 4 from 3. Goldberg with those 2 threes, Jimmy.
Yeah, Grant Billmeyer did a good job, ran the action, got him open, gonna get open in the corner, then he made the pass to Tariq for the layup. June Buchanan what Darren Buchanan Jr. has turned into is an emotional player, and he knows when the game in the second half is on the line. Now all of a sudden he has 15. He scored a couple times, got his own rebound when his emotion and his physical play wears off on the other players, and I think, quite frankly, it wears down the opposing teams.
I was going to say he wears off in a good way, right?
Wears off in a good way on his team.
Yeah.
Almost scares / takes a lot of energy out of NJIT, just like he did out of A&T the other night.
Francis will pull up for the long 3 with Moss in his face. Can't really play much better defense than that.
He's going to make that three. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah. 53-47. GW leads 15-15 to go in the ball game. There's Buchanan Jr. puts the ball on the floor in the paint. Backing down, up, under, whistle, and a foul, and a three-point play upcoming. That's just using the body in there in the paint as Buchanan is going to go to the line. Second straight possession, second chance at another three-point play. Like him backing down Robinson here. That's a good call.
And he flexes because he's stronger, but he does that at any level. He'll do that to Kansas State. He'll do it to anybody in the A-10.
I think Roger Ayers just told him that. Watch the emotion. I think he just,
yeah, I like the emotion.
Yeah.
And I love Roger, but I like the emotion.
It's good. Now, I don't know if he told him that. He didn't tell me, but I'm just guessing.
But they're still only up 7. They got to get a couple stops because NJIT now they're picking up. See, silly foul by Trey Moss, 94 feet.
94 feet from the basket. That drives the coach crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, unless he really steals it and lays it in. I'm happy.
Well, how about this? Chris Caputo didn't like that one. 56-47, 15:07 to go. NJIT with the ball. Now Moss picking up Francis, one-on-one. Moss now has 2 fouls, too. Now they're going to switch it. Running at the top, Goldberg. Oh, looked like he almost traveled there. Andrews picked up out high by Buchanan. Now back to Goldberg between his legs. Looking for movement. Francis thought about that three, but good defense by Buchanan. Now Francis a little leaner is good. He's going away from the basket opposite his body.
He just knows how to score.
Yeah.
You know? The guys that score like that, they learn how to make tough shots.
Now spin move by Buchanan, gets away from the defender. Corner, pump fake on the three. Lets it go, and it is good from Trey Autry. Nice ball fake. It connects on the three, but you got to be aware that he can shoot the three.
Oh, off
right?
the catch, little shot step, little shot fake, side step. Look, I didn't think he played particularly well in the first game against Mercyhurst and Hampton. He came alive against Hampton. A&T, he helps him win. I just think he's going to be in that conversation for like top six man in the A-10. Trey Autry has also started last year, and he's only a sophomore. He's a young player. But he, to me, is a valuable player coming up this year in what GW is trying to do. And I'm not a prognosticator. I'm not Nostradamus or anything, but the A-10 won 2 games in the NCAA. That's not going to be forgotten. Duquesne and Dayton, who didn't win the league, both came and won a game. So there's going to be a razor-thin margin for who gets those 2, 3, 4 bids. Same with the NCAA. They had 4 NIT bids. I think it's a 6 or 7 bid league. Well, Trey Autry, a guy like him is going to give you a lot of reason to be optimistic because 5 guys, yeah, you might have 1 NBA player on your team, but 5 guys aren't going to do it in the A-10. Too balanced of a league, and he's giving you a proven commodity off the bench.
And looks very comfortable doing it.
Yeah, just knows how to play.
Yeah.
But like he can score. He'll make plays. He'll block somebody. He started before. He communicates on defense.
Andrews now to Francis. Francis touching the ball every time down the floor. Nice spin move into paint. Tries to go far side. Turns it over. Loose ball now on the far side. Goldberg picks it up. Back out to Francis. Ball never changed possession. So that's a shot clock violation.
And yeah, not to harp on it, but I think that Coach Billmeyer not so happy.
Furious at Tristan there.
Well, you got to know the shot clock. There's time and score. There's clocks everywhere. But you know, right now Chris Caputo's 8 or 9 deep. I know he's upset. Everybody's upset. Garrett got hurt. Like, it really kind of derailed their second year, and it really is tough when it comes back and hurts this year. However, once again, look at you, Darren Buchanan Jr. Now that's going left back to his right. Here's my question. They're 8 or 9 deep, and he can play 1 through 5. He is looking at first team all A-10 right now.
Look at that first step. Attacks the basket, lays it in, and causing Grant Billmeyer to call his timeout. GW opens a 12-point lead here in Foggy Bottom, 61-49.
certainly with yellow. It's different now. There's way more assistants.
Right.
Maybe one. Who's ever scouted was. Yeah, see, I think this is a pretty good student crowd. They didn't really bring anybody. This is where they got to work. Downstairs here, I don't know what it is. They got to price them, but if I was a DC resident.
It's loud here. It's good.
Dad, up into there.
George Washington basketball thanks Johnsonville Sausage, the official sausage of the GW Revolutionaries.
Byron and I were talking about that. They have the regular sausage, the grilled sausage. I'm a breakfast sausage guy. They just
I'm a big breakfast sausage guy.
Well, it's something you grew up on. Great product. Here's the thing with GW right now. The only thing that I have to be concerned about is they only have 5 bench points off from Trey Autry. The starters are really great. Sean Hansen's giving them some good minutes off the bench, not scoring, but quality minutes. But you might need a few more points off the bench. Where they're really winning, 32 points in the paint. That's just, you're letting GW play their game. If I'm NJIT, I want to be somewhat disruptive on that.
So what do you do defensively in that case?
Packing in the zone. Packing in 2-3 zone and your big guy doesn't leave. Look, the problem is NJIT doesn't have a real center that can match up with him.
Here's Goldberg again for 3, in and out. He seems to be feeling in the second half. Loose ball foul underneath. See who they get.
You know, that's the old Boeheim 2-3. You know, the 2 back wings, everyone talks about them coming up. I thought the most successful thing is Boeheim's big. There was like a triangle from the middle of the free throw line down to the 2 blocks. He didn't leave that area. In other words, it was really tight how much the big man stayed home, which takes away layups, takes away easy, buckets. You don't have to overhelp. So I might pack the 2-3 zone in against GW if I'm an opposing coach.
GW going for the trap out high. Now Francis working hard to Goldberg. He's been working hard as well. He attacks, goes off the glass, and good
Strong
for
play.
Goldberg. Strong
man
move
from the
again.
Rose Bowl, from Pasadena to IMG to NJIT. That means he loves playing. Wanted to be a D1 player. I love that.
He's got 14 tonight, Jimmy. 5 of 6 from the floor. He's also got 4 threes.
Yeah, really knows how to play. You know who I recruited out of Pasadena?
Who's that?
DJ Strawberry.
I remember that name. He's quite successful career with you guys in Maryland.
Got drafted at Phoenix. Dad was Darryl. He went to Modern Day, but his mother and her whole family were from Pasadena. It was the first time I went there and said, wow, this is like quite a town.
He was on your ACC title team, 04, right?
He was. Yeah. Starter. DJ, great career in Europe.
Francis in the lane. Jump stop, fadeaway, good.
I just can score. He's got a little way about him, Francis. He
got
can
18.
do a little of everything. I like how he plays.
We talked about him at the top. That's who they were going to have to watch for sure. And they're going back and forth right now. Picked up a little bit, the tempo a little bit. 63-53, 11:20 to go in the ball game. Drumgoole pick from Hansen. 12 to shoot for GW. Wants another screen again. Going to put the ball on the floor. Hanging. No, that's kind of off balance. Into the hands of NJIT. Slow getting back is Drumgoole, but now the Highlanders. Nice pass by Francis underneath to Arrington, who puts it in. He can do everything. You're right.
No, Francis, look, Sebastian had a good game. Sebastian Robinson against Morgan. That's up in Baltimore. I was hanging around there. Kevin Brodus, my friend. Good win for Morgan. Watch the scoreboard. But it's different when you see him in person. Yeah, Francis can score. No, Francis is a really, really, really good player. Francis can play the 1 or the 2, but he's not taking bad shots. I love his energy.
He's bringing it tonight. That whistle will take us to the under 12 timeout at 10:43 on the clock. GW with a 63-55 lead here in the second half. We've got a ball game. Come back after this. Main Street Bank is the official business bank of GW Athletics. GW up 63-55. George Wallace, Jimmy Patsos courtside, Smith Center. Jimmy, second half, GW 7 of 10 from the floor. High percentage shots, and the point paints in the point keep going up. You like that?
Yeah, 34 points. They're following the game plan. Look, they're 4 for 15 from the three-point line. That's until they have a hot game to even that out. That's what they're going to circle. Other teams are going to circle Coach Caputo, but points in the paint make up for that because they're such high percentage, and of course, getting to the free throw line.
All right, GW to inbound. Hansen in the paint. Nice spin with the left hand. Can't get it to go, but nice on the out of bounds. Play for Chris Caputo designed. Now NJIT looking to cut into this lead a little more. Trailing by 8. Francis out high, picked up by Darren Buchanan. Nice crossover. Looks for a screen, gets it. Now Hansen switches up top. Crossover again by Francis. The leaner can't get it to go. And by the way, what a box out underneath by Trey Autry.
Yeah, Trey Autry got his guy out of the way, and then Sean Hansen jumped for the rebound. You know, Sean's not the most athletically gifted guy, really knows how to play. And like I say it ad nauseum, he was a big reason why they had such a good year. Let's see how he'll finish that. Yep.
That's a block and one. Hansen, nice off the little roll there off the screen, gets it to go. Another high percentage shot, Coach.
Yeah, well, he's the reason that, look, he helped Cornell's coach go to William & Mary because Cornell had a great year. I watched him lose by a couple points at Ohio State last year. Catches it, lays it in, you know, calm, cool, collected. I really like that pickup. He's a super backup center. You didn't know how good Castro was going to be. As this goes, George, Castro and Sean are going to play together, and that's going to really serve them well in the A-10 where the size starts to become a factor. That's why I like 3 games in 3 days at the Virgin Islands. Our producer Josh is going, which is well-deserved.
He's going?
Be a great trip.
How about that?
We are not going, but he is.
No, he's
he
going.
Should be.
All right.
But I want to see when you play Kansas State and other teams if Hansen and Castro can play together because I believe that they can, especially because Hansen's a really good passer.
Now Coach Caputo pulls Hansen out, puts Castro back in. 66-55, halfway through this second half. Here in Foggy Bottom, Sebastian Robinson running the point as Francis getting a little break. It's probably be his last break, wouldn't it? You would think?
Yeah, I would never take him out of the game.
Ever.
I'm a different guy.
Robinson near side. Goldberg puts the ball on the floor. Hesitation, tries to get underneath. Ball's knocked out of bounds. It will stay.
George,
see
you're
him pull up.
You're a Maryland grad. When did you graduate?
I am. 01.
And George Solomon, was he a journalism teacher?
Yeah.
Love him. Look, we talked about this, Gary Williams and I. It started Walt Williams never coming out of the game. Joe Smith never coming out of the game. Steve Francis never coming out of the game. Juan Blake, DeGravis Vasquez. There's certain guys. I had Gerald Brown, Andre Collins.
Collins
Dylan
went with you
Quinn.
after Maryland, right?
He did. He was second in the league. He tied Reddick, and I think he was a percentage point behind Adam Morrison. But here's the thing.
There's Austria on the touchdown pass. One hand. Oh, can't get it to go. He's not going to be happy about that, but good transition.
Now, when Christian Jones going to learn, he should have followed that up. Hey, at worst comes to worst, you just pick up full court. Jones was there and stopped a little bit. But I still like Trey Autry's dunk. I wanted to see the dunk.
Now Robinson crossover on Autry. He attacks, and he's going to get rewarded.
That was a block.
Yep.
That was a block.
He's going to go to the line.
But there's certain guys just when you coach. Now it was different. Last time I coached was 6 years ago, but Brett Bisping, Marquise Wright, who's from down in Waldorf, both two guys that were in the Hall of Fame in Siena when I took them. I took that program, I won the CBI, etc. Whether it's Loyola, whether it's Siena, whether it's Maryland trying to get to the national title, there's certain guys, I think they can play 40 minutes. There's an extra timeout each half. The pace of the game, timeouts, TV timeouts are a little longer. I like playing 1 or 2 of your best players the whole game because it makes subbing a little easier, George. In other words, now your rotation, like Chris Caputo's doing a good job. They're going to have 8 or 9 guys. This is his best, deepest team, and we miss Bishop, I know that. We miss Jalen Andrews from before, but Ricky Lindo from the first year. But this is his best team, his deepest team, and that's with Garrett being hurt. And I still think Diane Nessa from Switzerland, who played for Barcelona, by the way, can be good. So, not to talk about this, but if June Buchanan, if Darren Buchanan Jr. never comes off the the floor. Nice pass.
Wide open three, and he connects. Great ball movement.
Yeah,
Autry.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Darren Buchanan's taking the game over, whether it's scoring, passing. He's like Magic Johnson out there. Well, Trey Autry knows where to go. It's an easier substitution when you don't take your best player out, and everyone knows what's going to really happen when he's in there. And that was a perfect example. Autry spaces out, 3 off the catch, and now you got a 14-point lead.
And a turnover on the other end by NJIT. That is number 14 for the Highlanders. And now Christian Jones running the point. Screen from Buchanan. Jones right around it. He goes left hand, layup good. Grant Bellmeyer may need a timeout, Jimmy, and he does. He takes one at 8:06. And he puts his hands on his head. He sees this game kind of slipping away. That'll take us to the under 8 timeout. That's going to be the full timeout, the under 8. 8:06 to go here in the ball game. GW opening up its biggest lead of the night so far, 71-55.
Did you like me giving you a shout out there? But it's really, we do know who we're playing. It's Liberty or somebody else, right? And on the other side is UAB. Yeah, see, it's Louisiana or Liberty. I'm going to say Josh is going to be at the Swim Up Tiki Bar, so he doesn't care who we play.
.06 to go here in the ballgame. GW up 71-55 as we look at the upcoming schedule, starting with Kansas State. And then the Paradise Jam.
Paradise Jam, that's Liberty or Louisiana. Richie McKay can really coach at Liberty. UAB's on the other side. Then back home here on November 29th, don't be fooled, VMI, they're 4-1. They have a new coach, they're 4-1. I would go to the Virgin Islands. Michael Lippett's the athletic director's here. He's going to be down in the Virgin Islands. Get a plane, go for a couple days, write a check, support the team. These are the trips that get you ready for the A-10, but it shows you what a great energy they have around this program. And the boss, the athletic director and vice president, Michael Lippett, will be there too.
Jimmy's working very hard. Steal by Jones on Robinson, and he throws it down with the one hand. Steal in the backcourt. Grant Bellmeyer's not going to like that off the timeout. And GW now up 73-55, pulling away, Jimmy.
Yeah, they're exerting their will, and as you said, they're
almost another turnover out high.
I'm not sure that's going to go. And as we talked about going into it, Grant Bellmeyer's building this program. He's going to do it the right way. They have been challenged offensively, and all of a sudden they're stuck on 55. GW and Chris Caputo's offense, they're never getting stuck on anything except 70 or above. That's what he does. Great offensive coach, runs great offensive sets. And so you have to kind of keep up with them, and NJIT's run into a scoreless drought.
Great find by Jones in the far corner. 3, no good. Rebound, great rebound underneath by Castro. He draws a foul.
Yep, and Diane Nessa, I like that. The guy from Switzerland who played for Barcelona, one of the great programs, obviously in soccer and basketball too. I think he's got a big future here. He's just starting to bloom, and this is his first game out here.
as Castro will go to the free throw line. And you got to love a big man, Jimmy, that can hit 6 of 8 from the line, don't you?
There's everything to like about Castro.
Yeah.
And I know you heard about Providence before. Look, maybe Ken, I love Kim English, great coach. Know his dad, recruited him, Baltimore guy. Whatever Providence didn't see in him, that's why the transfer portal can be interesting. It's not just about getting NIL money or getting it. It's about playing time, but maybe a different style of play. Sometimes a new journey. You know, I move my cheese. That's the book. Well, he came here. Foggy Bottom's a happy place for him. He played for Mike Rice at Team Rio, so it has nothing to do with, you know, he's a going to be coached. I know at the Under Armour circuit, but he's really flourished here.
Second free throw doesn't go. Francis back in the game now as he came in back for that timeout. He's looking to take over now. Leaning jumper doesn't go. Rebound. Nice offensive rebound underneath by Malachi Arrington. Puts it on the floor. Left hand over Castro. Partially blocked. Rebound underneath by Darren Buchanan Jr. You know, we talk about some of these numbers as NJIT, Jimmy, only averaging 57.5 points a game. We're talking about they couldn't maybe not get to 70.
Yeah, that was the challenge for them coming in, and that's why when they started off scoring so well, look, they were down 9, then they fought back, then they took the lead. But obviously, and I said this at halftime, the GW men's staff, starting with Coach Caputo, made some adjustments where they won't let them run their offense.
74-55 now. Francis trapped out high, nowhere to go. Looking to get it far side, and then loose ball picked up by Castro. Now to Buchanan. Near side, 3 on a run, no. Far side rebound by Robinson for NJIT, looking to push. A little up tempo now. Goldberg in rhythm. That's in and out, no good. Castro rebound for GW, and Drumgool will jog it up slowly.
But that's a good look for him. You know, Jake Goldberg, look, he came out and he was the one that started the second half with 2 threes and a nice backdoor pass for layup. That was when they had their most success. They got it to 7, and it's kind of been GW's basketball game the rest of the way. You have to keep going deeper against the higher level teams. They're going to scout that. You know, they're going to contain Francis. Sebastian, I thought Sebastian Robinson might score a little more. He only has 5 tonight. You know, you can only have so many ways to go when you're playing up a level, and this is a big level up. The America East, while we love Vermont and we love the teams they have, that's a single bid league. They're probably in the mid-20s. You know, there's 31 Division I leagues. The A10's hovering around 7, 8, 9, maybe 6, you know, with the way things are going out there because the Pac-12's gone. When you make that big a jump, you're going to have multiple ways to score. We ran the flex. I had different guys. It's going to take a while, but Grant Bellmeyer's the guy for the job. Lenny Kaplan's a great guy. His AD. It's a downtown school in Newark. They've had a successful soccer program, etc. They just got to stay patient and stay the course.
30-second timeout. It's a 20-point lead now for GW, looking to win its 4th straight game to start this year. And NJIT still looking for win at number 1 at 0-4. In the middle of their 7-game road trip. And that was Rogers, picked up his 4th foul for NJIT. Robinson has 3, and only real foul trouble. 16 turnovers for NJIT tonight. GW just with 7. They had 4 at the half, so 3 so far in the second half.
The faster you play, you're going to have some turnovers. And I know Chris Caputo my whole life. He's never harped on that. What he's talking about. Remember, Jim Larenega's lens was a great player. He was a great player at Providence. In today's NBA, Jim Larenega plays 10 years. Because back then there was 12 teams. Now there's 30 teams. I'm being serious. He got Virginia to the Final Four, etc. His first job was at Davidson for Terry Holland. Gets his own teams. He had a second-round pick in Anthony out of Bowling Green. Well, Chris Caputo learned all this from Jim Larenega. And that means offensive concepts, ways to score, ways to have different guys score, having really good players be guarded tough. Like, he's learned so much, and Miami had so much success. That's why having a deeper team, and I'm really excited to see his 3rd year of what Chris Caputo does with a little more depth and a little more talent.
And you also talk about those halftime adjustments too. They, started sluggish. NJIT took the lead, then second half they kind of clamped down.
Yeah,
this turns into a full timeout now.
And North Carolina A&T was there. They came back and took the lead. They have transfer from Georgetown to They have a couple high major transfers. They handled that and figured out how to win the game. It's about how to figure out games. Halftimes, the first real adjustment period. And the timeouts in the second half, Chris Caputo did an outstanding job because A&T had a lot of confidence.
In that game the other night, talking about. Yep.
Oh, the Coastal's good. You got Charleston, Towson, A&T, Wilmington, etc. There's all kinds of different guys in that league that can win that league. Charleston has, done really well. That's why their coach went to Louisville. That's why Pat Scarry's done an amazing job with Towson. Well, those teams you're playing, whether it's Hampton or them, that's going to get you better. We're going to find out a lot about GW in the Virgin Islands.
And I would think that's exactly what, when you look at a schedule like these early season tournaments, you have games before and you kind of run your stuff, right? And then you kind of, how do you prepare for going into a tournament like that with these early games? Or do you even think about something like that?
Yeah, man, Maryland, we went to the Maui. I love going to Maui. It's not about the beaches. It's not about having a beer with Bill Raftery. That was pretty good, too.
That's good, too.
No, it was about finding out. Gary Williams, we didn't play well. We went 1-2. Dayton beat us. An A-10 team beat us. Dayton was really good. We went to the Final Four that year. We had bumps and ups and downs that whole first year we went to the Final Four.
Yeah.
It makes you tougher. You learn who can play. You learn who your bench can play. Good defense by Trey Moss.
Francis has to throw it up off the timeout. I would imagine that's not what Grant Billmeyer wants out of that full
Moss
timeout.
did a good job.
Good defense.
He didn't go for the fake, and Francis thought he would, and he could go by him. Then he couldn't, and he thought it'd foul. But the in-season tournament, UAB, Andy Kennedy has won 25 games 3 years in a row. Finals in the NIT, went to the NCAA last year. They're in the other bracket. You want to find out where you stand, and then you can adjust in December because, George, once January comes, it's fast and furious in this league. Fast and
furious, baby.
St. Bonnie's was picked to not have a good year. They're 4-0. Mark Schmidt can coach. Try going to Olean winning game, which they did win one game in Olean. Anyways, there's a lot of things you're going to learn, but you better be ready by the first or second week of January because it comes fast, and these teams are tough, and Josh Schertz is a new coach in St. Louis, which is a great job. Loyola Chicago's picked really high. Duquesne won a game last year. I can go. Rhode Island seems to be playing better under Archie Miller. There's teams night after night, in this league, and they're not going away.
NJIT goes to a zone there. Trey Moss says, I'll see that zone, and I'll hit the three. Now, 78-55. Moss now with 8. As Francis quickly back the other way. Nice slip underneath. The pass to Arrington, who knows what to do with it with 2 hands. 4 minutes to go, 78-57. GW in control here after a pretty good contested first half. I would think that Grant Billmeyer, coach, would be happy with his
good
team's effort tonight, right?
Look, they were a little down, fought back, took the lead. I thought they started.
Went up 5. Yeah.
It went up 5. I thought they took the second half. They executed. They just kind of ran out of gas. But you're looking at their team. They need to get a little bigger and a little older, and that can't happen overnight.
And that's part of the process, right? Trey Moss with the 3 will take us to break. 78-57, under 4 timeout. 3:39 to go here at the Smith Center. GW in control.
Atlantic 10 basketball.
Yeah.
Where passion meets performance.
Let's go.
From the opening tip to cutting down the nets, A10 players lay it all on the line. Every game is a battle. Every team is a contender. And rivalries ignite. Where A10 stars shine bright now and in the pros. This is the Atlantic 10. Experience the excitement.
Raise high, revolutionaries. This is our calling. For more than 200 years, in the heart of the nation's capital, the George Washington University has produced leaders on the global stage. At GW, we are advancing knowledge, serving society, and making an impact. We shape the future. So rev up. Expand your world. Ignite your passion. Strive for success. Together, we raise high.
You have something. Rage is your gift. The crowd loves you. I own you now.
In the ring, you fight or you die. The choice is yours.
You bought a gladiator, not a slave. My will is my own.
The odds are against you.
The odds are always against me.
Rated R.
78-57. GW in control here over NJIT. Looking to go to 4-0 on the young season and being led by who else? Darren Buchanan Jr., 20 points on the night, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Castro with 16, Drumgold 12, and Autry with 10. Moss also has hit a couple of threes tonight, Autry as well. GW 6 of 20 from beyond the arc. You happy with that number, the 20 attempts?
Yeah, you're going to have to take, and like I said, Darren Buchanan already draws enough attention inside. Castro's big. Sean Hansen knows how to play. You got to keep taking them. You can't, shy away from it. And it's weird because in coaching, you know how it is. And today's kids are a little more sensitive. You can't yell at them or anything like that. That's okay. I'm down with the modern coaching. But you also can't harp on it. Just run your offense. If that's the best shot you got, take it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't. I'm just about good misses. Did we execute what we were trying to do? And Coach Caputo knows that. This is going to be a long season process. And Jacoy's a really good three-point shooter. That's the one thing. The first thing I didn't like when I heard Jacoy was hurt was he makes big threes. He makes threes when they go under the screen. PJ making a three there. So 80, 60, 20-point game. You say, oh, they should win? Really? Rio Grande's beating Wisconsin with 2 minutes to go right now. Yeah, University of Texas, Rio Grande. If anybody can find it, I'll give you money, okay? They just beat Arizona, and now they're losing with 2 minutes to go. So a 20-point win by Coach Caputo is good. And how about Nessa getting his basket?
Nessa, his first basket. Francis coming up limping here for NJIT. Maybe smart to get him out of the game, huh?
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't, obviously I meant play him the whole game when it matters, but right now you can't.
It's a long year for them.
I always played guys a lot. Yeah. When you're down 15 or 20 in places like Kentucky or Kansas or GW, and I played you Rhode Island, beat Danny Hurley once when he was a coach at Rhode Island. When you can get guys, young players at the end of the bench in those situations, whether they're parents, and you should all be proud of them, but that's an extra moment. Hey, you're watching them on TV, and you're watching them play in a big-time arena. You're watching them play Villanova. They won 2 NITASO titles the last 10 years. I liked getting guys in. I just think road trips like this can be used for so many things.
So many different things, yeah. 82-60, 22-point lead now.
Because we are teachers. Some people don't value people that teach that much. They just care about wins and losses.
Yep.
I like teaching moments. Nice move.
Nice up and under there by Andrews. Can't get it to go.
He was almost too wide open, I think.
Moss in transition to Autry. One more in the corner. Nope. He's going to wait. Goldberg steps out on him. Now to Hansen. Quickly back to Autry at the free throw line. Nice hesitation. Up, under, and he draws the foul.
I'll close with this about teams that go on these games. I've never seen a guy like Gary Williams get guys ready after a big win. He was actually really patient, kind, and all the things that, he was a fiery guy on the sidelines.
Of course.
Gary Williams, after big losses. That year we went to the first Final Four. Hey, we lost with a minute to go. We didn't play well in Maui. We lost with a minute to go up 10 with Duke. We didn't play well. If it lost on Valentine's Day to Florida State. People said, you guys maybe aren't the guys.
I remember
That's
that.
When yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you were booing us like everybody else. That's all right.
No, I was
we
actually.
remembered.
I'm
just kidding. Those are moments to teach, but sometimes after a big win, boy, you better be on your stuff when they're around Gary Williams. He had an edge to him. The bigger the win, let's not waste that. Let's teach that what we did good isn't going to come easy. And I want Wisconsin to win. They're an Under Armour school, but I'm shocked. They just beat Arizona, and they're losing to UTG. That's why don't ever take lightly that GW is going to be 4-0, that they won this game by 22. They handled 2 Colonial teams. Coastal teams, CAA teams. Mercyhurst went and beat Morgan State. They got a couple wins.
Yeah.
So, don't discount being 4-0. That's really good, heading in, really good. And you saw so many good things out of so many different players.
And what are situations like this as Nessa went to the basket, can't get it to go. Under 2 minutes to go, Chris Caputo's team still playing hard. A couple things you're looking for. Yes, it's 20-point, 22-point, but you're always coaching. I get that. And is it right now he's looking to see how this team finishes a game?
Yeah, look, you're happy Nessa got to play tonight. Diane Nessa's going to be an important guy. You also can show him that tape and say, you better take it hard to the rim. You played at Barcelona. Well, this is the college basketball world of 19 to 25-year-olds that can really play.
John Kelly The
Right there.
6'8" freshman into the ball game for Granville Meyer. Doesn't get it to go, but fighting underneath. Offensive rebound.
You know, Christian Jones,
and Moss
too.
picks up the foul.
Jones and Nessa get in there and rebound right now. In other words, that just guy got a rebound. When you want to play in meaningful games and meaningful minutes, I like Nessa scoring. He looks the part. They just pinned your shot on the backboard. They're NJIT. They're not Dayton. They're not VCU. They're not St. Louis with a new coach, or Loyola Chicago, who's gone to Final Fours, or George Mason Final Fours, or VC. So these are teaching moments, but it's also nice when you win. You just have to be fair but firm, but make sure they don't get too confident when they win these type of games.
And it's always easier to correct things after a win, right?
Yeah, I
When
should
you
have
watch
done
tape.
that. I was probably too excited. I should have been more like Gary, but not quite as excited about the win.
Autry now to Hansen. Here's the three he'll take. That's back rim. No. There's John Kelly in there again, still fighting for NJIT as Andrews comes out.
I want to say I like that three by Sean Hansen. He has to take that.
You mentioned today that he can take that, and there's a nice oop to Arrington, who throws it down.
And if I'm Arrington, you're happy playing. He got some size. Maybe he's whispering to Coach, I showed you I could do it against an A10 team.
6'11", freshman. 30 seconds to go in this one. As Autry takes it for the lay-in. Autry now with 12.
We didn't have
62.
This is one of those situations where I'm really glad that you guys are going to get to talk to Coach Caputo, but Castro's coming over here too, because the fans need to hear from all the things he's been doing in a short period. He has impacted this campus and this team in 3 weeks, and I haven't seen that by many players where they were expected to do this and did as much as he's done. He's had a huge growth spurt. I'm happy for him. George, you're the best. Byron, we miss you, but we love George too.
84-64. GW wins it to go to 4-0 on the year. Coaches will shake hands at center court. Teams will shake hands as well. And we'll get a visit from head coach Chris Caputo, and Rafael Castro will come over. Castro with 16 points on the day, 8 of 12 from the line, including 9 rebounds, as GW, pretty impressive, Jimmy, after
Oh, another DC luminary, Arthur Jackson, in the house here for the win. His son plays at Johns Hopkins. Arthur was a great player at Brown University himself.
I tell you, I love watching everybody come over to Coach Patsos, say hello.
That's why Foggy Bottom's a fun place.
I tell you.
The whole, hey, they're welcoming in this community, and they beat us several times when I was in Maryland, but GW has always been a great basketball school. Don't ever forget, from Bob Talon on down to Red Auerbach to Rob 80s, all our friends. Mike Jarvis really started it. You know, Penders did a great job. Carl Hobbs got him there. Lonigan won the NIT, went to an NCAA. And Caputo's got him back on track. 17 postseason appearances here. That's NIT and NCAA and all the tournaments. I know what the CBI and CIT are. Those are nice things.
And an NIT champ. Mike Lonigan won the NIT. Yeah.
But that's 17 NCAA and NIT bursts. And that's what you want this program to be. And Chris Caputo has them on track for that with a really fun style. Come on down to Foggy Bottom.
As Chris Caputo making his way over and will join us courtside after a 20-point win. 20-point win tonight. We'll look at some of the stats with Coach as well. I'm sure he's going to be happy with a lot of things, including that 44 points in the paint. That's for sure. Darren Buchanan led the way with 20. Rafael Castro, 16. Gerald Drumgoole and Trey Autry, each with 12. As Coach Caputo sitting down, putting the headset on. George Wallace and head coach Chris Caputo. Coach, congratulations. 20-point win, 84-64. One of those situations where it looked like you guys were kind of feeling your way through that first half a little bit before you kind of got your rhythm, and then ended the first half. Halftime adjustments kind of took into that second half.
Yeah, we had a good stretch, kind of midpoint of the second half to extend the lead. I thought we shared the ball really well. June getting 6 assists is obviously a a great night. I don't know if that's his career high or not, but really good night for him. Thought we did a pretty good job turning them over. They had 18 turnovers, led to some open, even though we missed a dunk, but it was a lot of open open baskets in transition. So, yeah, we're a work in progress. Like everybody, played tonight without JaQuoy Hutchinson, starting point guard. I thought Christian Jones did a good job in his role as he stepped in today. So a lot of work to do, like everybody else, but we'll keep plugging away at it.
And again, stepping in for Hutchinson, we mentioned Jones, but also Darren Buchanan again, 20 points. He's coming off those 3 straight double-doubles, but tonight kind of when you needed a bucket, he was there for you, as it seems he has been all year.
Yeah, I mean, him and Rafael Castro have been so consistent, in their performance and production, and, happy with those guys. I think, obviously a very formidable front court against anybody.
You talk about front court, talk about high percentage shots. Another number you'll probably be happy with, 44 points in the paint. You guys.
Yeah, it's what we do. We're not shooting the ball great right now. I think we will. Obviously, taking JaQuoy out's another guy who's in 8 threes, but going forward, I think we'll make enough of those. But we're establishing ourselves in the paint and on the glass a little bit. Not quite as many second chance points as I would have liked in the second half, but thought we did a good job of it in the first half. And
what was the key there? You were up, they come back, go up by 5, and then it seems almost like you guys just kind of settled down and started to play your game.
Yeah, I thought we established ourselves in the paint. And, Francis is a very, very difficult player to play against.
Seems like.
A guy who's, obviously very well coached, and they got a good system to kind of put him in space and make it really difficult. And so, again, I thought good job defensively, even though, they were just right over 40. I thought they made some threes, too, that, they were due, just like we are right now. And so, overall, good game.
And one of the other last numbers I want to ask you about, just 7 turnovers, and you had 4 at half, just 3 in the second half.
Yeah, did a good job there. It's been important for us to win that possession game, and I thought we did a big time job there.
Coach, congratulations on win number 4 to start the year.
Thank you.
That's head coach Chris Caputo, 84-64 win over NJIT. And don't go anywhere because Rafael Castro is going to sit down courtside after his 16-point performance tonight. And he seemed to be all over the floor, altering shots offensively in every possession, and then especially on the defensive end as well. How did it feel?
It felt great. Definitely come out here and just get the win with my team. I kind of just try to bring in the energy, and I know energy is contagious, so just giving that to my team.
And when JaQuoy couldn't play tonight, it seems like everybody wanted to step up. Christian Jones, yourself, and Coach seemed to kind of go to you on most possessions there and kind of establish you inside as well.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely appreciate that. In those times looking at me, and I'm kind of just trying to finish the plays that I can. And my teammates keep looking for me. They're very unselfish, so I appreciate that.
What was the key when they went up 5? You kind of just settled down and started to play your game a little more.
Yeah, that's when we just got to stay the most connected. In times of adversity, we kind of just get together in the huddle and just talk about staying connected.
And what is this? You guys now 4-0, great start to the season. You get set to go on this road trip. The confidence level seems to keep rising with you guys these last couple of games.
Yeah, definitely. I say that's just building trust together, and the more trust we build, the more confidence we'll go into games.
One other number that stands out, I was just asking Coach about too, that 44 points in the paint. You guys made a concerted effort to go inside, play big, and just finish.
Yeah, definitely. Coach made a key point to just get to the rim, and they're going to have to foul us, and we got to finish those plays.
Perfect. Rafael, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
That's Rafael Castro, 16 points tonight. GW gets win number 4 on the year, and they go to 4-0 on the season. Take a look at some of the stats there. 31 rebounds for GW, shooting nearly 51% from the floor, 28% from 3. But that's the big number right there, is just 7 turnovers on the day compared to NJIT's 18, and then GW 15 points off of those turnovers, holding to just NJIT to just 4 points off the turnovers. Ran a fast break a little bit, 12 points off of that, and then 17 points off of the bench. That'll do it for us tonight as GW goes to 4-0 on the season with a convincing 84-64 win over NJIT here tonight at the Smith Center. A little sluggish start, but once they got down, they turned it up and turned it on in the second half to pull away and win by 20. GW Revolutionaries basketball is presented by the George Washington University Hospital, Johnsonville Sausage, the official sausage of the GW Revolutionaries, and Main Street Bank, the official business bank of GW Athletics. For our entire crew here tonight at the Smith Center, including Jimmy Patsos to my right, I'm George Wallace saying so long Thanks for watching as GW goes to 4-0 after an 84-64 win over NJIT. Have a good night, everybody.